I have to say, just real quickly on this one before we go into Agent Select, Team Liquid are 2-0 on this so far, and we haven't seen Movistar Koi play this yet, so...
They've become the meta slaves. They have become the meta slaves. What do you make of this?
I got surprised that they're playing meta. I expect them to play a double duelist maybe. Or if, no, well, actually, Philo as only duelist is the best way to do.
I mean,
maybe champ.
No changes, right, from Team Liquid though. And again, I had no expectations for Movistar Koi coming into this. So like you said, Sue, I think it's going to be really interesting that they're playing into that meta here, the Taeho Breach combination. I do really think with them choosing the starting side here, they have to build up momentum. And they have to build up rounds. And I'm not talking about momentum like we've seen from them previously, where they get 5 rounds on the board and then suddenly it falls off. It has to be consistent, continual momentum throughout this map.
And some of you might be thinking, Shadow's Breach, he has done this before. This is not totally new for him. But I'm looking forward to seeing how they're going to adapt to this, now playing very, very meta picks, because Pansy and Mini, they ain't got a choice. They have to win here.
Spot on Yinzu. It's do or die time really for Koi here. They have to deliver in this situation, Mini. And this is a good map for Liquid. They have looked strong here. Is this comp change enough in your mind? Do you like this now coming into it?
Comp change?
Well, the adjusted roster coming out from Koi.
Oh, sorry, yeah. We haven't seen Koi on this map, I don't think, so far. So I do like the comp that Koi are running. I think it's the most kind of standard meta approach, but like the best approach, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Some teams are leaning, EMEA are kind of leaning into the double dive a little bit more that Team Liquid have on the Raze Yoru side. We see globally, though, the Yoru solo with the Taeho Breach being more popular elsewhere. I like it, though.
Okay, this is a lot of pressure now on the Koi side. And to do this in this map is not going to be easy. But as the desk was saying, that you didn't hear, because Mini's out there socializing.
You know, hey. I'm a professional.
Well, we'll see. As the desk was saying, though, Koi did look more competitive in that map 1, right? They are building back into this. They've shown signs of life. This is a hard game, though. Koi now going to be on the defending side here, leaving Liquid on the attack.
Yeah, immediately Team Liquid taking middle this early against the Vipers, great sign.
Belting shot as well, Nats.
But not so good on the ramp side.
No, so he's been found, but this crunch scares the life out of me here.
I do like Koi taking this B main space. This is something that we saw, but Fnatic doing a lot and having success with so far this split. Kind of, you isolate the split, taking this duel.
Serial, he's got so much on his plate, right? He does go down. Grabino's there to claim it, so that's exceptional for them in that 2v1. It looks like Ika wants to find an answer back by pushing the extremity here. Nice for him. Does need to overstay his welcome, but he wants to! And maybe that's why. Huge damage now, and Philo has to readjust his course. They know where the other two were initially. They'd seen them over towards main, and that cross is being watched. Camo with a great shot, Flyer with better. It's all down now to, well, a 1v1. Camo up against Flyer, who's low. His HP's only down on 10, and Camo trying to toy with the timing here. The timing is on his side. Liquid get it started right with the first.
Unfortunate for Koi. I think that Kiko was the reason that Team Liquid was able to push that round over the edge. I liked what I saw from both teams this round, to be honest. I think both had good ideas. We saw the quick reactions from both. So we could be on for a good game.
Enemy remaining.
Fingers crossed. We'll see. Going into this though for Koi, we don't know really the depth of it, right? This is not something we've seen particularly often, so...
Yeah, I think that's the context. Is Team Liquid are one of the best teams in the world at this map. Not just EMEA, but I think globally.
Yep. So there's tape there, right? There's a lot of tape to be watched. They can prep for this, and Koi get to come in kind of the unknown quantity, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's a slam dunk win. It's still very hard. That's luck did get identified though, which is good. That's part of the checklist, right? You're playing up against Liquid in these scenarios. You're gonna know he's gonna be going walkabouts. This time around, he's gonna have friends coming over though.
Yeah, and Koi already gambling towards the A side of the map, which is good. I wonder what Camo is doing outside B though. Maybe gonna create a little distraction or fake, but there's no one there to bite.
No, so I wonder if Camo rings the alarm bell when he gets out B completely free, and if they continue like this. Spike is with Paditech, and yeah, the alarm bell gets rang. Something feels off. Camo's made it this far with zero pressure back. That's enough of a problem.
Yeah, I call that the Benji Fishy. That's Benji Fishy's Heretics approach down to Ecos, walks out with a ghost. Boys, they're not here. Come back to me. Or he just kills them all with the ghost. The other
Either
half
or.
of the time.
Yeah, so this should at least facilitate a plant. They've got a lot of security on space here. Camo not only checking quite deep towards CT then, but also now positioning up towards Heaven. 25 seconds, but no issues when it comes to timing. They know the red carpet had been rolled out. It's all good. Plants in. And really for Koi, what are you meant to do now? This is a tricky one. You don't want to give our orbs over. You don't want to make it too easy for them to build up the economy off the back.
I think you go for it. Use salvos and stun. Ultimately, the orbs are going to be transferred either way anyway. Just try and make sure it's not someone too useful.
See who gets the lion's share. For now, they are waiting. This might be on the back of this. Hello, that's a lot of players. Well, he finally found him. Camo was going walkabouts for what felt like a lifetime here, but it's going to get messy up towards Heaven. An opportunity made, and Flyer and Grubino now with a little bit of room to work in. The time is going to be low. I think with the util from Serial, with hopefully Nats and some util, there wouldn't be many opportunities. No, there's not. So I'll give it up towards the clock.
Again, it's those little things from Team Liquid that I'm keeping track of. Not just this game, but over the split. Those little lapses of discipline in those rounds. It could have been like a very clean round. Economy got slightly hit there with the kind of unnecessary overpeaks. In this game, it might not matter, but, you know, it's almost like poker to some degree. What is the better play? And that was not the better play.
It is interesting because, again, it's always one of those things that only really gets punished in the bigger games to an extent, right? Like, as said, are Koi going to be able to take that away from you completely? No. Was it a big issue? No, but if you're one of the teams that are probably going forward into internationals, you do have to think bigger scale here, where teams are very dangerous in those anti-ecos, will always min-max results, at least hopefully. But into bonus, it's looking pretty tasty. Only Paditech the one down on the Ghost. Everyone else pretty well geared up. And for Koi, it's everything.
Yeah, Team Liquid just making a little distraction at middle, keeping the two players there, and then immediately going to be bursting into B. And they've made a great call here because it's quite weak.
Grubino, a lot on his plate here. It's so hard to hold from Pillar. Grubino does get out in time. It looks like he has found some semblance of safety towards CT. But there's a lot of bodies here quickly for Koi.
Open plant here is big for the post-plant Team Liquid. This site is already quite difficult to retake for Koi. Having that open plant means that there could be relurks coming through.
Sticking around here though, you can see where Kiko is, you can see where Paditech is. Ooh, little cubby to play from for Kiko, that is lovely. They are stalling him out. Unless they get something fast, they're not going to get anything at all. Kiko going to be forced out of his comfortable position. Nice from Soulgas, nice from Filu. Perfect until Nats fights back, but Camo gets cleared. The flood was exceptional. The layering of the utility just uncomfortable to hold, forcing them away from these positions. And Koi finding the fight back.
Yeah, in terms of the macro game, I think that Team Liquid completely outplayed Koi that round. But if Koi have a nice little set retake, come in, and it's unsuspected by Team Liquid, then they're going to take that.
Beautiful.
Good job. Exactly like we talked about. Good job, okay?
Clearly had that in
Maybe some
mind.
plan, yeah.
Yeah, again though, we've said it, right? Liquid have a lot of tape on them on this map, so if there's any repetition or something that you can identify when you're coming to this game, going through those protocols and being rewarded by it this early on is a huge confidence booster for Koi as well. Tournament life really on the line for them now.
Now, Koi expecting another B main default from Team Liquid, ready with a trap.
Bring them down.
Nothing this round. Back to middle for Team Liquid.
They've already slipped ahead of this one. Camo, let's check towards vent. Spots nothing.
Yeah, it's a little bit concerning that Team Liquid get vents so quickly, but in reaction, Koi already have B main, so it's not like they're just losing space. They are reacting with space of their own.
Looks like it's building towards this A hit. Still some versatility, but they have no one towards B main. It feels almost like too much of an unknown to try and bank into it, and look at the amount of players funneling through these vents. Very much hoping for this A approach. And the extra body here, but can he hold what's coming his way? Yeah, Shados opting against it, gonna give up Heaven control and maybe try and complement the cross. Does Grubino get to live as well? Another question, a lot of pressure, but they have been able to kind of gap close towards it. Still staying alive here, the C's fantastic, but unconfirmed damage now. Grubino still trying to find anywhere to go. Look at the amount of support
left.
coming in here. The util absolutely primed. Soulcast, Flyer, and Filu behind the curve now. Full control in play. And that's his position, the slow lingering death that can creep up. Is there Camo going to spot them all out? Does Nats fancy a go? Patience is normally the name of the game with him. It's gorgeous from Nats. And that should really be the round sewn up.
Yeah, gonna be a save here. Needs to be. Economy not great for Koi. Again, this round I think that Koi didn't rotate appropriately. I thought with that B main information, the information happening around the middle of the map, I thought they'd be able to get across to A a bit quicker.
Enemy remaining. 3 down.
Maybe they don't get the save off.
It is just Soulcast left, and he'd love to keep that Vandal. Don't think they're going to go too far for this, but Nats is considering it. I think Soulcast might be safe. I don't think Patitech can get there in time. No, it should be fine. But still, yeah, it kind of talk me through that one.
Yeah, so... Sorry, my mind's gone completely blank.
You were discussing the rotation,
I was going to the
so you were
next...
hoping they'd kind of rotate in maybe a particular way, but it felt like...
so Team Liquid opened up the middle, got bounced quickly. Koi, in reaction, took B main. And usually when you have B main, you feel a little bit more confident that you could rotate away towards A, because reverse clearing that space is very difficult.
Yeah.
We saw it the round before, Serial was by himself. But to Team Liquid's credit, those people on site, on the A site, they were utiled out for like what felt like 20 seconds.
Yeah, it was just non-stop. Going into this, the buy for Koi is a little bit weird. Flyer is going to be the one suffering, obviously down on the Stinger. Everyone else kind of at least getting minimum Bulldog flag. Taken again, this looks very similar. Pathing straight through vents. This time around though, you can see that they have the additional, almost, I guess, default hold towards that deep B main space. You still obviously have Nats holding that back A space, and it just feels like the pendulum swing. You're looking at Nats now taking a lot of space on the other side. He's walking up towards A. We've got a battle breaking out towards the mail room. Filu trying to go walkabout here, and he's been caught. Soulcast that time, very heads up.
Koi ready with 3 people here.
But Fire banged out by Patitech. Little late on that one. Kiko already ahead of it, and Liquid making it past all the checks, all the hurdles, and just an awkward position for Grubino. I love this ability to be so versatile in attack, having this kind of 1-3-1, playing off those extremities, taking that map space, and then it felt like they lost out on that A because of Soulcast's nice positioning, good timing, and very heads up. They went, cool, we can pivot over towards B. We still have that B main lurk, or that B main at least presence. We're good to go for it.
Yeah.
Really well done.
Yeah, it's your standard approach to split. And despite the composition having that double dive explosivity if they need it, they're running a more kind of double sentinel approach where you just have the extremities on lock. If you get pressured on middle, you can unlock on the extremities. If the extremities get pressured, you can unlock towards middle. Right now, Team Liquid are taking middle a little bit too easy for my liking. Koi did react with having Filu and Vents, but just the Euro and Vents alone isn't going to be enough to get through, all the util that Liquid can throw them. When you got a breach and a tail, you're usually thinking about traps. Like, once they get to Vents, is there going to be a stun,
like a little
tail
set piece?
salvo, something like that? I think that would be my approach. You see Soulcast has the tail ult online. Well, I can see the tail ults online. That's the kind of thing you could do. Bait them into the Vents, tail across. I don't know if they'll do that on their economy situation. They're a bit low money.
It's an option. But again, it's not like Liquid have reinvented the wheel with this. It's your standardized 1-3-1. It's very well done the way Liquid are doing it. But there's plenty of ways, I don't want to say necessarily counter it, but there's a lot of different ways that you can get around it. Be it fight on the extremity, take one of those spaces away, right? We saw that earlier on with that double stack towards B main. Or, as you said, little trap piece towards middle. There's plenty of options here for Koi. Not probably in this round. So it's kind of keep your minds for one coming up.
They also have to be cognizant that ults are coming online for Team Liquid too. They're not going to go into a slow 1-3-1 default as much and try and take Vents early. They'll probably end up prodding out a little bit and then just using ults too.
Filu thinks he might be in trouble there. There's a lot of players on this side of the map actually. 3. The Koi side. And a battle breaks out. It's Soulcast to find Nats, but quickly traded in. And all the fights so far, waving the banner of Liquid. Heads up fights. You're not going to win them out with classics, but it feels like get this round out the way. Let's focus on the one we had that timeout for and get ready for it.
Yeah, even min-maxing here, Camo getting the orb, should get the plant here as well. Ult will be on lane. Lots of ults for Team Liquid to work with next round.
Which is tough, right, for Koi, because you can, I don't want to say anti what's been happening, but you can have an idea of how you want to approach it, but this then adds a real spanner in the works, because one, Liquid could go completely direct. They could go for a more standard, like, say, okay, let's just go for like a nice A execute, whatever you want to do, there's options there. They then have the opportunity now to kind of answer back, right? They don't have to let this be dictated to them by Koi.
I also want to compliment Team Liquid. When they have these ult strats, it's not like they just do the one. Like, you'll see the Yoru B split that everyone loves to do, but they've also do Yoru ults on A. They're capable of faking with their ults. So I like Team Liquid's odds for the rest of this half.
I'm with you. It feels like the operator's been added in as a little bit of a touch here. Surprised to see it over towards the A side, because that's already got 2 other players towards it. I was wondering if maybe they'd want to supplement somewhere else.
I wonder if they got a false sense of security about their retakes on B. Retakes on B, I don't think are that strong. You know, we saw it work well once, but how many times can that work?
Yeah, maybe a false sense of security in it, or confidence. In our patient round. Letting this one simmer for a second. And there's the ult pop. That's going to be towards middle. Camo, looking for the information. Spots out one towards vents, and spots out one towards heaven. And it looks like the standardized kind of Yoru approach here. And there's the crunch with the util. Grabino, can you live? For now, has to fall away. Eyes turned towards heaven. Good information there as well. Very comprehensive. Now, lurk-wise, you're looking at obviously Nats. Post up towards mailroom. That is unforgivable at this point, because it felt like there was some awareness as well from Flyer there, but Soulcast just wanted to come back around. It feels a little bit short-sighted, but they're winning out on the gunfights here. Flyer this time takes away a couple more. Kiko called upon. 1-for-1 trade, not enough, but Camo! 2-for-1 discount in the end. Filu and Grabino punished. Liquid, even when the odds look against them, still come away with the round.
Yeah, and I was critical of Koi playing retake towards this B side, but they do keep coming in with firepower.
Yeah.
But I would argue that Team Liquid there, I don't think Nats should be lurking when he's got a Viper ult.
Fair.
Use that Viper ult for the site when we got the plant down.
Oh man, he was coming over with the ult there as well.
And then also this open plant, Team Liquid could just play safe and re-lurk later. Don't need to be stuck in mailroom that early.
Yeah. Well, this is where the problems really start to begin. You've got a couple of ults and a bit of a shaky buy, but Liquid are firmly getting in control here, and we have to reiterate, this is a chance for playoffs. This is a lot on the line for Koi. This is everything that they've been going through would have been to make a fight for this one.
This is old school approach to the Viper ult, using it in a space where it doesn't actually get you the site, but puts a ton of pressure on the defense.
Are they doing anything else at the same time? I mean, we've still got a bit of presence towards A, but super passive. That's going to be Padatek over there. Really passive hold towards middle as well. That's what, Camo? This is, yeah, really interesting.
So, like, they want to fake the extremities a little bit, it seems like. But Nats is going out. It's an overcoat.
It feels like it, but this contact hit might have worked, at least for the find on Flyer, but Grabino's able to control... How's he losing that one? I thought that was his every day of the week. This feels really disjointed, but it's actually rewarded Liquid. Just kind of contacting in off the back of the drop. The Viper's Pit feels bizarre, but just the element of surprise enough. And now Shados and Soulcast both have ults, but is this the time to use them? Let's see. Camo drifting in no man's land.
Atitek's on the biggest flank ever.
Yeah, what is
He's already
this?
Close.
They thought about that? I don't know. I mean, there was maybe a
CT
Prowler.
pressure,
Yeah, that is wild. Serial now. Pressure's on. 1v2. They're already out. They're already on site. Oh my god. I thought they had another one, but no. Koi finally tipping it into their favor after what felt like these retakes were just not going their way.
So I think the approach from Team Liquid there, I think they kind of fumbled what was supposed to be a nice idea, where they used the Viper ult on B, and then Padatek was supposed to make all the noise on A and make it seem like I'm on A, and Nats drops the ult to make it feel like, oh, we're going A.
Yeah.
But it didn't quite work, but then still worked. So, idea okay. Nice retake there from Koi.
Idea okay. Participation.
Idea was decent, execution poor.
Still plenty of ults sat here with Koi. be it reactionary, they wanted for waiting for that ideal scenario. You can see Soulcast for a couple of rounds was trying to find the right time to use it. First one off the rip is going to be Flyer, so that's going to be straight down middle. We were talking about addressing that mid pressure that Liquid were leaning on quite a lot in those 1-3-1s. Looks like maybe that's a solution here, but Camo, under scrutiny, has to take the get out of jail free card and back away.
I was about to say, we're not really seeing too many of these breach tail kind of crunches or traps, but right there, immediately, reaction, ramp in control of Koi now, by Koi. And Team Liquid, they seem a little bit lost right now. How do they approach? They know that middle, they cannot touch at all, but how do they work out where to go? Where's going to be weak?
Feels good on this angle as well. It was cleared by Camo, but it felt a little after the fact there. So they've won out on at least the A extremity, so it feels very directed towards B now. So Grabino's going to be prepared.
Cover going out.
Reinvesting and reinforcing the smoke towards B main. Has the help as well. I believe it's Shados on the site, yeah, but that's not to be dissuaded by a Viper's Pit, apparently.
He's found a little corner. He'll take that timing after this beat hit.
Oh my god. Oh, Grabino, that feels awful. But Shados is there. We noted it earlier. He was in support from the back of Pillar. Stalls out the time.
Though.
Buys a little bit more time. Flyer, the patience paying off. Takes away Nats now just down to Panitek. And that's just simply too steep of a curve. Koi controlling things. That Viper's Pit being so impactful in controlling that middle space.
Yeah, controlling that middle space, but that re-clear on ramp early to get rid of what Team Liquid were controlling was very good. Liquid looking a little bit disjointed in that mid round, I'd say.
Let's keep it rolling, keep it rolling.
Economy weak now for Team Liquid. They do have a little bit, but that Outlaw, it does have 2 targets that you can go for that clean kill.
Looks like it was kind of like a half bite-ish anyway. Puts him down to 900, but
That's not one.
Grabino, what are we up to? The paint shell. Oh, Grabino! The tag was just, it felt like the death sentence, and now the investment of the ult on top. Just, it keeps the site secure for a while. It would be a blind post in the end, but still. Liquid will love this. That's a plant. It's going to take some time, and Soulcast is going to invest. Do we get the pre-take going at the same time? Trying to get that crunch coming in. Liquid trying to stabilize. Hold this down for a second. Camo forced forward. You can see the util here. It's not in sort of complementary positions, though. They've got a decent amount of space now. Kiko spots out 2 here. And he's one of the ones with that Phantom.
Buying time for Nats here.
You can see the paranoia down middle. They're already checking on it too. Flyer has a look there, but he doesn't find his target. Nats does find his. And away we go. The pressure now on top. Nats just needs to stay alive, really. He's a nuisance. He's that thorn in the side, and it's lethal as well. Take it down, Soulcast putting Flyer in a very tough position. And it all started with that tag and paint shell. It opened up everything.
Yeah, I was kind of planting the seed of criticism about buying an Outlaw against 3 full shields, but it was enough to chip away and have a... That nade was like perfect. Again, Koi in a retake B situation, and on this map I don't think that's what you want to be leaning into.
Wow. A little surprised they got away with that one almost. That could have been a huge gateway round for Koi to try and keep this scoreline competitive. You know, that 7-5 felt fantastic in map 1, but obviously they only ended on 9 in the end, so you need that buffer here. Liquid are exceedingly good at this map.
Yeah, they're finding these crazy lurks through A all the way around to B as well. You know a team's good at this map if you've done that 3 times, I think, already.
Camo, ult, Filu, ult. Mid-walk, though, for Koi like this.
Yeah, and Team Liquid don't have a Sentinel, so if they wanted to continue with this, I'm all for it.
Don't know if Flyer hears steps, but enough's been given away. There was no
I
presence
think he
mid.
has, because the stack seems to say so.
Who's next?
Comes in. Flyer. This could be everything. It's great towards Nats. They turn, and he's dealt with. Could have maybe played the time a little longer. Bit of nuisance from the back lines, kind of like Nats was, but now we find on the side and Camo. Devious in approach. A back and forth trade, but it's still numbers up for Liquid. They should be able to get partners. Grabino a mile away. Kiko's heard this too.
Great position, open plant.
to slip away. Oh, might catch part attack. Yeah, he does. But the trade, instantaneous. Liquid very in control here.
Yeah, and it felt Koi were completely in control of that round, knew exactly what Team Liquid were trying to achieve, and you feel really bad on defense. When you know exactly what the attack is trying to do, you've stacked it and you still can't beat them, it feels rough.
Last player standing.
Again, just the trading so good.
Sorry, Patty. I should call for you that he's over.
I think this is a must-win round for Koi.
I'm with you. And close rounds feel great in the moment, but at the end of the day, it's only 3 that have been converted for Koi, and the chance is starting to dwindle, and Liquid looking to lock in here. Focus up. They invest the ults, they get the information, and away they go. Camo, so clean. That time outdone. Shados rolling back the years. Catching 3 on the push-up. Now they gotta respond. Kiko and Serial gonna be pretty far off from this. Koi, we asked them to dig deep, give us a round to believe in, and maybe they just found one. Flyer, don't do this on your own. Please don't lose this. Oh my god, oh my god! I'm breathing a sigh of relief there. Koi, gonna get up to 4.
4-8. Doable.
Doable. It's not over. It's not over,
Team
Mini.
Liquid rated this map, and I think they'll be more than happy with 8.
And look, qualification in their mind here to playoffs is on the line. This is what they're fighting for, and they have a very solid.
One enemy.
Team Liquid sitting on 8 rounds. Solid on the half. Looking comfortable. A couple of pressured rounds from Koi, but overall keeping well above the line here. Looking ready to go. Give me some hope for Koi. Give me a couple of things, a couple of key pieces here, Mini. What would make the difference now for Koi? What would be enough to maybe keep them closing the gap here? I need some hope, Mini. Tell me something. Tell me something.
I need to see some Breach Teo stuff that we've not seen before.
Okay.
Like, that's what we need. We need some explosive execs that Team Liquid cannot handle because their comp is mostly an attack-sided comp. They got the Astra to deal with some of that explosivity with the Gravwell, but overall, they will struggle a little bit with the explosivity.
So, Soulcast, Shados. Set me up something pretty. Don't want it to look nothing other than beautiful for now. Very direct towards A here, though. No taking any detours, no pressure down middle. It's all towards the A side. A little bit of, oh my gosh, this
Chip
spam.
damage.
Yeah, Paddy, unconfirmed obviously towards Grubino, but...
Soulcast and Grubino low this round. Softened
Oh
up
yeah,
for this retake.
Soulcast. I didn't even see that. 15 HP. How long's he got on the util? I'm not too sure. But again, he's playing very passive. Probably just playing for those salvos, if anything. But already the pressure sign him out. The Prowler sent towards the pillar. They do need to start building towards the site now. On. Gotta go off some of this util. Gotta go eventually. Oh, first step. Kicks in the door. Paddytech laying the pathway forward. Kiko, follow-up. Nice. Philo on the fight back. It's Soulcast finally gets his util on. But it's a lot on his plate now. Oh! He's got the util, but he's got to send it now. Timing. Oh, nice try, but again, just off on the timing. A split second away.
Nice attempt from Soulcast, but I think I got to praise Team Liquid for choosing the better site to play retake on, in my opinion. And their retakes on A, whenever I've watched them, they look very confident in them. And same thing there.
Gutting mode. Soulcast, it felt like it was so close, but he was just under so much pressure there. Couldn't get past Serial quick enough to send them in. You can see it really close.
Nice Patrick. Very good call.
Team Liquid, they were even, to praise them, I gotta praise them somewhat, they were even re-clearing vents, reverse re-clearing the vents for a lurk. Like, these little details are things that I love to see.
They are the more advanced team, it feels like, in this regard, but this is a big investment here for Koi. Starting to really try and draw on anything they can. Stingers coming out.
If they can get past the grav wells, they'll be in a good spot here.
Zero's going to start ringing the alarm bell, though. Players on the way, he's not alone, but Philo going to take over towards the backside. Look for the drop down in spots one. Zero going to try and readjust towards the front. Really nice readjustment there from him, but now Chaos kicks off. Nats in unison with Kiko, keeping things on their side. Philo left in a 1v2. Philo brings it down to a 1v1. Camo's only got a judge. This is tricky now, 50 seconds.
I got the spike.
Get a plant. Camo opting for the pistol. It looks like silently closing the gap and a big upgrade. Flash in.
Planted.
Falls away, Filu unawares! Gets out of danger! But Camo too, just so quick with it!
Was that sick? Was that, like, did you see the flash? Was that a fake flash? I've never seen that before. He's thrown it towards CT to make it feel like he's retaken from CT. I think that's kind of sick.
Let's watch it again. Is it intentional? Maybe.
You can't see the flash until it pops, right?
I think so.
One enemy remaining.
I'm not sure. I think so. Yeah.
Okay. So what happened? He threw it into CT, and it doesn't. It's not visible until it pops.
Yeah.
And so he's completely outplayed him there.
That's actually kind of
Fake flash.
very nice. I've just been throwing my pistol all this time. Crazy.
The Heaton?
It's a classic. It is a classic. Literally, it is mostly a classic. For now, double digits for Koi.
That was the round of Koi, and now they're back down to the Ghost Sheriffs.
I mean, you're starting to see the writing on the wall. You can't ignore it. And Kiko starting to hit bangers. Serial again, looking really comfortable, even under all of this pressure on Chaos, and they cut off the other two. Shados and Soulcast had to respect the utility that was eventually invested, isolating the players on the side. Serial's comfort just comes into its own here. And now just Soulcast in a 1v5. And that's going to be 11. Chances falling by the wayside. An in-zone flawless here. And Koi, this has got to be heartbreaking for them, but for Liquid, a positive step in the right direction.
Usually for Koi, I would be a fan of this simple B approach against Team Liquid's comp. Quite often it's going to be weak on that B side of the map, but the problem is an Astra can immediately do that grab well, and you've seen, I think in both rounds now, the impact of that stall.
Filu's got, I'm just looking at lifelines for Koi here, right? This is the round. If you lose this, you're kind of saying this is done. And this is their chance to even make it to playoffs here. This is everything that they've been playing for in those last games, those losses that Koi suffered. Is this where it starts and ends? Flyer already fallen. Filu trying to backfill the space, but spotted by Kiko. Filu takes the evacuation cord out of there.
I'm surprised we didn't see an acceleration towards B here.
I'll handle this.
But gonna get it for free anyway, potentially, unless Liquid decides to flood in.
Stalled again, though, up from heaven, the util coming in. Nat's going to make it difficult. Eagle Eyes trained, and Grabino light work towards Serial this time. But Nat's still with a shot. They're just pulling bodies away. So they're going to try and be proactive here, Koi.
Yeah, need to do something in this disadvantage situation.
Quite like it. Conceptually solid. The necessity cannot be stressed enough, and Shados can't really fall here. They can't invest their utility. They have to wait, and it has to be everything at this point. A 1-for-1 trade, not enough. Grabino, are you still in this fight? A 2v2, they've won out on the site. They can accelerate towards you, or they can hold him back. Kiko waiting. He's got the ult there, buying time as the defuse comes in. Grabino can only watch as his chances are ripped away. 12 rounds for Team Liquid, setting their sights towards playoffs.
I think it's rounds like that that just show Team Liquid are one of the best on this map. Right out of the gate, you saw them taking that A control, punishing the solo lurk from Flyo. And and they're more than comfortable to deal with the kind of pre-flood retake
Nice, yeah.
on the B side of the map. It's gonna need a miracle.
No timeout? I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I know it's not looking good, but nothing.
If they've got a plan around the tail ult, then they've got a plan around the tail ult. And if the vibes are okay, you'd presume they wouldn't be amazing, but...
I'd be taking a timeout.
Yeah, I'm doing my best.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, but I'm taking a timeout. Mid ult going to be coming down from Nats there. Viper's pick going to be flooding. Ooh, nice attempt there. Quick trying to catch towards Camo. Patatek also going to be considered. This is information. Filu walking up ramp. Gets real close to this one. Oh, this could be big for Filu. Ah, outdone by a Prowler. Bye-bye.
It's the same we saw on the other side. It was the Teo and Breach re-clearing that space. This time it's the Fade and the Raze.
What have you got? Hello. Shados. I know what you're up to, Nats. All too familiar with your ways. But that's a pick. They're at 35 seconds. They still need to decide where to go with this.
Yeah, Team Liquid, they do have 2 players towards the A side, but they're more than comfortable to play these retakes. They're probably going to have to.
Patatek falling all the way off the Camo. He's up for the challenge. He's again in the fight here. Going to pop the ult just to get away safely, really. Keep control on what's happening now. Plant's going to come down, but we're in a 4v4. Eco taking the route back through vents. Oh my god, and Flyer going to find Camo. Hold on. Big Eco's got a little bit of timing on this. They're mostly on the site now. Still tough to clear with the player disadvantage. 4 up to the good here for Koi. A chance to survive, to extend play a little. Kiko goes down. Patatek and Serial should be outdone, but maybe not. Patatek in a 1v2. It would be miraculous. And it would be unlikely, but a nice try. But Soulcast keeps hopes alive for Koi now.
Yeah, I think Nat's doing a little bit of troll in the middle. Probably set that one off. I think if Team Liquid focus up, take it a little bit more seriously, I think this is going to be fine.
That was a lot of ults from Liquid, wasn't it?
It was, that is true, that is true.
3?
They did overcommit to that 4v5 retake. Yoru ult used to try and get out. I liked it from Camo, but then the Astra ult used in a disadvantage.
Yeah, it's one of those where it feels like we're being overly critical. They're up 12-5, but still we're holding them to
No, that's true. Yeah, like I did say about that discipline, and using ults in these kind of situations, these are the openings that a team will want to come back into a game. 12-5 is a lot, but...
It is. Oh.
Gets the dink.
Flyer gonna be heads ringing around. Kiko doesn't win that fight. Oh my god. Patatek shouldn't have won that one either. No, Kiko didn't win that fight on the other side. Shados is gonna get his numbers. That was the push out towards B, but Patatek, free little upgrade. Sick.
Yeah, Philo just walking through a smoke with no util.
Bring them down. Poison orb emitting.
Okay. Probably a little B split coming in.
Yeah, Patatek did get info outside of A, so and there we go. Confirms it. So going to be able to rotate towards A.
He's got his ult as well.
Team Liquid in a decent-ish position.
Zero's only got the Sheriff, so I guess on contact, pops the ult.
Yeah, Serial's got 3 stars now. Front of this B main.
A bit of a trade out. They're going to run low on time here, though. 30 seconds. And there's bodies on the site. I'm getting nervous. That's fine. Again, Zero can take risks here. And Nats gets the reward. Punishing the cross. You'll not be meant to be the one to get to. Flyer was the one who got the damage early on. Down to 2 HP. This would be heroics. He's got 10 seconds.
10 seconds
He has to face his fate here. As this one looks done for. And it is. Patatek secures it. Team Liquid 13-5. Playoffs bound. Looking locked in. Sadly for Koi, falling short.
Yeah, for Team Liquid, I wonder how they go from here. I presume they're going to be aiming for that #1 seed.
Yeah.
I know that Meg was memeing a little bit about the saving strats, but it'll be interesting to see what approach they take for the rest of the games.
Yeah, I tend to agree because, again, we're starting to see layering to their capabilities, right? It feels like we're seeing a little bit more depth to them. Not flawless, though. There have been a couple of oversteps, but I'm not going to judge them for dropping a round or two.
No.
when they're up like 12-5 here. It's just something, if we're going to be keeping them to the same standard we look at like Fnatic or your Heretics or Vitality in, got to keep them in that lens. But right now they look good. We've seen some very nice looks from here. Koi, I mean, first map felt competitive, Mini, but I mean, Split was always really gonna be Liquid's.
Yeah, and I think that it's probably going to be back to the drawing table for drawing board for Koi.
Yeah.
Like, they haven't had a win this year.
Yeah, if we're being honest, that's just not good enough. It's not enough for them. It might be time to rebuild.